how Bill Monroe bluegrass. I can't do that. I better be more on steroids. But I can play bluegrass, but I mostly sing country gospel, you know, westerns, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Is it the same as drawing? Does it give you the same?
No, I can say this. A lot of times when I'm down, and I don't know why, I can't explain it some days. You just get down. And you ask yourself why. You can't come up with an answer. Put a guitar in my hand. I mean, every day I try to make it a habit. And people who are watching this will know I try to do 3, 4, 5 songs a day on Facebook Live. And that kind of gets me revitalized. If I'm sitting and drawing, I've got to be totally in the zone, if you want to call it that, calm, you know, because you're putting something on paper and it's right, and you get frustrated and it throws away, and you know, I don't want to throw too many things away, so I got to be connected. With music, you mess up, you just keep going. You know, it's song's over 2.5 minutes, so okay, what the hell? You know, if you mess up, you go. But with my music, is I focus more especially when I'm down. In my art, I focus on when I'm up. So it hopefully keeps myself somewhat stable.
Yeah, that's what you just said something that kind of struck me. It's kind of a good life lesson in music, as in life. If you mess up, just move on.
Yeah, just move. Yeah, that's it. But I'm hoping that, well, I guess realistically, I'm hoping on this, like, you know, I had a relative that she was depressed, and I was trying to tell her, hey, you encourage her, and I'm battling myself. Sometimes I don't want to keep hearing someone, and you kind of encourage them as much as you can, and it's, okay, finally you switch gears and go reverse psychology on them. That just makes them mad. Well, go ahead then. You want to quit? Go ahead, quit. Fold your hands and quit. Okay, now what? Just said because you quit. Well, now what? They'll get up in the morning. They'll put your britches on. Who do you quit to? They ain't like a game. Well, then they got mad because I didn't encourage them anymore. So either go on with it or what? You know, you got to find a way to battle it, and if that means to draw like flowers or draw painting something, you can at least say, I felt this about the darkest part of my life, but I created something that people like. Mm-hmm. I think it's realistically what we always do. Sometimes during our darkest points in our life, is create something beautiful out of it. Look at it.
Kind of the old saying, make lemonade out of lemons, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then like Ron White finds somebody who's got vodka and have a party.
There you go. What's your Facebook page?
Well, I've got one called Veterans Creative Arts.
Okay.
That I've got my own art page and music page. That's mine personally. But the one I'm really trying to been pushing the last few months, especially when I first got this thing going, is Veterans Creative Arts.
Okay. Because that will be the one that I'll put on a link to the story.
Right.
Unless there's something else that you'd like me to.
I want this to be about me helping other veterans, and
Yeah.
Because it's like when I went to the Guitars for Vets, and they told me, I explained to you earlier, they do have a program there, and I want to make sure I'm not putting no one down. My program may not be for everybody either. You know, not every program's for everybody. Okay, and you got to try it out. You know, and with Guitars for Vets, if you don't know how to play, you can go in there and take 12-week classes, and they'll get you free guitar. But it's not recommended that you know how to play and you go down there. But in my program is, if there's another veteran comes in, they can play better than me, I want to learn from them.
Yeah.
You know, it's all peer-to-peer. Nobody's going to be the main instructor. Nobody's going to be, you know, in charge. If we all sit down there like we're doing right now, having just a powwow, we can walk away smiling, feel good about ourselves, learn a little bit of something. That's what I'm hoping on, you know.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to tell me before we start the other portion of this?
I want to make sure, now, because of the MVE lab I went through earlier this year, Michigan Veteran Entrepreneur Lab, is when you presented, a veteran has an idea for a business. They presented the idea, and I came in 4th place, won $1,000 off of it. So I felt like, you know, I won this, so it's worthwhile. You know, this is something that's worthwhile. Sometimes you don't know unless you take a step forward. Okay, but then I won $1,000 off the booth that I was giving art away, just giving art away. And people ask me, how come you're not selling it? Because I really want to push the fact that other veterans can do this. So they have what they call a 5 for 5 night. And there's a website you go to vote. The top 5 people that are voted, by anybody who wants to go to register online, the top 5 people gets a chance to go in front live and present their ideas in front of 5 panels, 5 judges. And those, if you win, you get $5,000. And if I was to, and again, it would be going back into this program to where it helped get veterans get their guitars or their art or whatever it is they want to get involved in. Now, once we get this thing started, where the ball's rolling, I want to introduce them into whatever they're focusing at their music. I want to get them trying to see if they can play for the VFWs and the Legions or some other avenues that might need music, and the monies that generate from that will go back into the program again. So we got to regenerate our revenue back up, but then to do it in a way to where each veteran can help another veteran come through. Like I'm getting into these Comic Cons with my comic art, and I'm trying to make sure to let other veterans know, hey, this ain't about me. I'm gonna have it under the Michigan Veterans Creative Arts banner. So if you're a veteran, and maybe because I'm doing Comic Cons, you got to have something related to comic art. But I'll have your stuff on my table, and that veteran will get 100% what they sell. So they're not responsible for the booth at all. I want them to show them, hey, they can do this. And if they see that they can make money off of it as being just a part, they might take this on and say, hey, they could do that themselves. Make their own booths at their own Comic Cons, their own local stuff. So that's all you do is trying to get them more encouragement. Say, you can come on, one more mile, come on, one more. Like when we're running PT, come on. So that just makes sure to let that know. We're doing that.
What are the 2 awards that you've won too?
I won the National Veterans Creative Arts 2016, which was a shirt I'm wearing, and we went to Jackson, Mississippi, and that was just wow. It's like a little taste of heaven, like a kid in a candy shop. You don't realize the energy from all these veterans, 50 states that are there. And then 2017, I won the award behind you there, Community Rebuilders. I got to plug them in, if you don't mind showing it to you.
Yeah.
This is was presented by Community Rebuilders. It's a veteran of influence in art and music. I don't know if you can see it or not. And so I feel like I got to live up to the name now. Sometimes you got a reputation. It's like, wow. So 2017, they gave me that, and I was presented by the mayor and senators. I had some letters to me from the senators thanking me for that. And then 2018, I was again a finalist in the National Veterans Creative Arts, and went to Des Moines, Iowa. This year, it's going to be in the Battle Creek. Each year, each VA puts a bid in to who's going to get it next. And this year, coming up 2019, it'll be in the Battle Creek, VA. Because they're housing so many veterans, the closest hotel that they can use is in Kalamazoo. I don't know, figure what hotel it is, but so whether or not I win, I entered to win, but whether or not I win or not this year, I'm going to be there supporting them, and say, hey, look, I videotaped and photographed everything in Des Moines, and so if you're there, I'm going to make sure that I'm supporting them. If I don't win, I can be there supporting them. That's all it is. If you ain't the star player, at least be the support, what do you want to call it, and I've got their back,
You're part of the offensive line, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, let's do some art and go from there.
All right, sounds good.
Is that cool? Put your chairs back.
All right. Did I do okay?
Yeah. This is only going to be I get a lot of time for my stories, but it's still only going to be like 3 to 4 minutes. So.
Right.
I just kind of
edit it down and compress it down.
Right.